Didn't receive my driver's license due to the instructor's trick. When I turned 16, I was so excited to get my driver's license. I practiced with my parents for months, aced the written exam, did great on the closed course and was ready to do the road test. I got into the car with the instructor, adjusted side and rear view mirror, turned off the radio and looked over at the instructor. He was ready and said, "Let's go." I said, "Buckle up," nervously and began to proceed to the parking lot exit. The vehicle beeped and indicated the passenger seatbelt wasn't connected. I turned to the instructor and said, "Oh, your belt isn't connected." He clipped it in and we proceeded with the test. It went great and I was really proud of myself. I returned to the parking lot, put the car in park and turned it off. The instructor ripped out a page from the book where he graded each of my maneuvers, handed it to me and said, "You did great," as I smiled ear to ear. He then said, "You'll pass next time if you make certain all passengers have seatbelt fastened before moving." I was devastated. I told him to buckle up before we started moving, but he didn't. As soon as I became aware he wasn't buckled in, I addressed it. I couldn't have driven 15 feet. I couldn't help it. I started to cry as I saw my dad approaching from the waiting area smiling. He knew something was wrong and I explained the situation. My dad was furious and approached the instructor who was smug with my dad, which really pissed him off. My dad exchanged some choice words with the guy until he retreated into a side door of the building. It sucked. Fortunately, I passed 2 weeks later.
I failed my first time too. The instructor said I wasn't checking my mirrors enough, because I was looking by moving my eyes and not my whole head. She also told me to exit last second on the freeway with a line of cars blocking me. I had to brake slightly and slow to let them pass so I could get over. She started complaining about braking on the freeway and my mom cut in from the back seat saying there's no way I could get over. And the lady flipped out and screamed, "You better shut up or I will fail her right now." When we got back, she failed me on a whim. She literally said I passed, but based on her personal discretion, she was going to fail me. She also found out I was from a small town and said, "You better learn about stoplights." As if I never went more than 2 miles from home. She then offered a discount if we scheduled the next test with her. Since I had to pay myself, I booked with the witch again and she was nicer and passed me.